Mikerowchip here, playing Run 8.
Train Simulator 3.
And this is the A-Line, episode 68. And we are here, and I'm experiencing massive amounts of shame because we have failed to hump. These two MP-15s cannot hump. They tried, and they failed in episode 67. Oh my gosh, look at that. We've upset Smiling Jimmy. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Let's do some flying. Okay, awfully empty in here, isn't it? Yep, had to erase everything last episode because nothing's working. But I fixed it. All right. Here are, excuse me, what I am currently using as trim engines. These right here. Choppa. They're SD40-2s, right? This one is too? Sure, why not? Yep, SD40-2. Okay. So, what we got to do is this, see? I want to turn these into the hump engines and then turn those MP-15s into the trim engines. That's what we're going to do. So, well, let's do, well, I was going to start these now, but maybe not. What I got to do is figure out how I'm going to do all this. Could come over the hump hill. Oh, no, we got this bypass track right here. We come down this bypass track, right? Yeah. I don't think I've ever been down that track. Okay, so now let's go back to our engines here. Back down. Now we got another problem. I take off the independent brake. Rolling. Those train is now rolling. Of course, maybe I do want to roll it back a bit to get it away from the hump hill, which is currently turned off, by the way. It's rolling, just not very quickly. Back it off the hump hill just a little bit. All right, so let's put it in reverse. We gave it the old college try, and we lost. We absolutely lost. I got it, notch one. Do I have it in reverse? Yeah. Okay. It's just heavy. Remember, we already established the MP-15s are having a hard time with it. Of course, did I do the F5, F7 thing? That didn't seem to help too much, but we are going backwards at almost 3 miles an hour. So we've got to back it off just a little bit. There it is. There's the final hopper. Yeah, I just saw on the site, or actually as I loaded the game, that there's an update available. Now, the question is, do I want to update? Corn. I don't know. Two things. If I want to update and why I said corn. That seems odd. Okay. There we go. Now we'll just pump the brakes here. Go back to over here. We're far enough off now, methinks. Hotch. Oh, she's braking heavy. Land. Thank you. Oh, she's braking real heavy. Yeah, she don't want to stop. Okay, now it's coming down. All right, let's give it some train brake. Help it out. There you go, buddy boy. Because we are going to have to set some hand brakes here, methinks. Right? It's going to have to happen. Alrighty then. So let's go here. Set the hand brake. Right? And then we're going to come over here. And we're going to set the hand brake on this one, too. Set it, and hopefully I can forget it. I don't know yet. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we are going to open the coupler, and we're going to keep the angle cock open on that side. And here we're going to open the coupler, and we're going to close the angle cock. Okay. Now let's back it up a little bit more. Pull that off. Pull that off. There it goes. Haven't added any power yet. Guess what? She's still rolling. Oh, no, she stopped. Now that the air is drained out of it, right? Looks safe. We'll see when we come back the other way. Because we got to run all the way down the other end of that yard now. Where is this bypass track at? Which one of these in this maze of tracks is the one I want to be on? Let's go look. It's the closest one, right? Yeah, it is definitely the closest one. Okay. Closest track. Oh! Get me back up. I've gone under. I'm in the upside down. Actually, I don't really watch that show. I did the first season. I haven't watched any of the shows since. Kind of lost interest in it. Sorry if you're a Stranger Things fan. It happens. Okay, we're good now? Let's back up. I wonder if they fixed that slow speed problem we were having. I don't think so. I looked at everything that was in it. I had to go to the Depot's community site, the forums there, to see exactly what was being updated. And it's like nothing all that big. They came up with the new packs and stuff like that. Those are cool, but I don't know. Am I going to buy those? I don't know. I own an awful lot of cars right now. So, yeah. Don't know. Don't know. Okay, so we're going to run down to the far end of the yard here. And then we are going to run back up this way. When we get back up even with the cut again on this track here, I'll bring you guys back. Actually, we're on the far end of the yard now, but I'm seeing all these switches, and I thought, let's have some switching fun. You can watch me throw all these switches. That's fun. It is for me. It may not be for you, and that's okay. But, you know, I'm here to play trains, okay? That's what I'm here to do. Actually, I'm here to play Run 8, but you know what I mean. All right, let's jump off of here. Let's come over here. He's going to tell me he won't let me do it, right? All right, I can't throw this switch right now. Yeah. You must ask the dispatcher to unlock it first. Oh, it's a knucklehead error, is it? Oh yeah, that's not how you do that. There we go. So we want to go to. How small it's got. With all these Fitzgerald and everything on there. I want Waycross. Yeah, there we go. And then I want to zoom in on this. There we go. And I want to say. I want to go this way, right? Yeah. Yep. So I want this one. Yeah, okay. We're going to turn you off. How about that? There we go. So that's going to go reverse. This will be normal. And then this one I want in reverse to go that way, right? I just overruled you. Okay. So this is in reverse now, right? And the next one should be normal, which doesn't make a difference. We're running through it anyway. I think the next one is set correctly now. All right. Here we go. See, aren't switches fun? That's some switching fun. Oh, no. I had it on, whatchamacall. Gosh darn it. On slow speed, and it just doesn't like it anymore. What am I doing wrong? Am I doing something wrong? I don't think I am. What? What if I hit this again? How will it go? No, it's just forever stuck until I do this. Train, relinquish. Come on to this now. Perfect. Now it'll work. Gosh darn it. All right, here we go. Forward. That is a bunch of bullion. All right, let's take a look now. These switches are set correctly? Yeah, because I want to go down this track right here. Yeah. It's almost like I know what I'm doing, isn't it? Well, except for the slow speed. Slow speed still on. I had it at 15.1 as I was cruising down here. We'll see what happens when we get up there. Here we go. Over to the bowl. We're cruising through the receiving. Now, see, look, now it's not going to work. I'm not going to get mad. All right. We'll just have to feather it, I guess. All right. Now, you can see we are one track over from where my cut was. Here's my cut. We're going to run all the way down into the bowl. Once we get alongside the engines that are out there in the bowl, the two SD40-2s, then I'll bring you guys back. Okay, we've pretty much arrived. Now I'm going to stop it here. Where do I want to put... I suppose it doesn't make a difference. I could put this one here because I'm going to pull this one back down the track I just came. Beavis. All right, so let's jump off here. Huh? No, that's not it. What did I do? I'm in some kind of mode. What did I do? Tracking mode, grounded. Tracking mode, orbiting. No, wait. No. What am I doing? How do I get out of this mode? Let's see. Graphics. This has never happened before. Mouse and view. Yeah, no. Train, graphics, audio, sim options. So I can't turn left or right. I can look up and down, but I can't turn left and right, and I'm supposed to be all the way over here. Right? All right, let me put you guys on pause until I figure this out. Okay, I got it. I had no idea what mode I was in. Well, you know what I did was I played Trains, too, in case you don't know. T-R-A-I-N-Z, Trains. And you hit 4 to go into flying around mode. And so I hit 4 just out of idiocracy. Okay, so we're going to move this over this way because we'll have this train come down this track here, right? All right, here we go now. Yeah, the stuff that happens, huh? Huh? All right. We had our fun. Now let's get back to railroading. We might as well take this one down as far as I can go so I ain't got to walk as far, right? I like the way I'm thinking right now. So many tracks on the air to get that whooshing back and forth there. It's making me a little sick. It's not really, but... Okay. So this track we're on now is not part of the bowl. Now these two engines here are actually parked in the bowl. I really shouldn't do that. Because when I start humping, some of these might end up hitting the trim engines. And that's no Gouda. Okay. There we go. Just like that. Stop. Get off. We're going to park these here. Are the lights on right now? They weren't all that time. The lights were not. Or are they turning on? Or this is not. It's just. Yeah, it's probably because this is not the lead engine. I don't know. Whatever. So we want to cut this one off now, right? Yeah, we do. So we want to put the handbrake on applied. and just stop the engine from running. Okay. Here we go. Oh, is this where the lights are working? How come the lights don't work again? I don't know. Okay, come over here and then say, set the handbrake, stop it from running. Okay, so those two are off. Then we're going to come over here and we're going to relinquish that train. We're going to come over here and we're going to say, this is now my train. And I'm going to say, auto start it. There we go. Is Smiling Jimmy already in there? I think he is. Can't see him. Smiling Jimmy, you nut. Are you already... Yeah, look at him. He's still upset. He won't even look at me now because of the failed hump. He's still embarrassed. All right. So now, oh, you know what else I want to do? I want to come over here to this train. And I want to say, can't do it. I'm going to come over to this train first then. This is not Rice Yard Trim anymore. This is Rice Yard Hump. Of course, there's only one hump, right? Yeah. And then I want to change this one to Rice Yard Hump as well. So I guess I'm wondering, why am I putting Rice Yard Hump? Why not just Hump? Because that's how I roll. Okay, so we're going to come over here and we're going to say relinquish my train again. So we do the same thing with this, with the tagger. And we had nothing here, but this is now Rice Yard Trim. It's a trim engine. Rice Yard Trim. See, look, you can see behind the scene stuff now. Not signs, but scenes. Okay, then we're going to come over here and we're going to say, oh yeah, forgot. I come over here and got to say relinquish the train. And then I go, oh, there we go. And then we're going to say, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. I dooted it all. Okay, so we want to go down the track that's right next to these MP15s. Now, I've humped before with these, right? So this should work. Yeah, I'm thinking it's going to work, that these will be able to hump it. All right. Let's put it forward. Here we go. I'm going to run these all the way back down and reconnect. So I'm going to do the same thing I just did, but in reverse. Which most people would say, oh, not going to run all the way back the other side? I do not say that. I'm like, oh, yes. I get to run back on the other side just with bigger engines now. Nice. We're going to jump off here because we got to throw this switch once we're over it. There we go. Don't sniffle into the mic. Okay. The old 3 axles, eh? Actually 6 axle, right? Well, each truck is 3. All right, now this one, I don't think is the way I want it set either, this second switch, but we'll get there. Reverse. And here we go. Yeah, this one is set to go down the same track that the MPs are on. And that's no good. Had I known that, I would have kept the MPs over here. But you know what? Life sometimes serves you lemons. And what do you do when you get served lemons? You complain to the waiter until they bring you what you really wanted. Alrighty. Here we go. Continuing backwards. All right. Now coming down here, I noticed we got a pretty good shot of the hump tower from this side. See right there? So I'm going to go by the hump tower. I looked over here, and I think we should be able to see everything I want to see on this side. Of course, we get a much better view if we were on the other side, wouldn't we? Okay, so now we're going to stop. This is purely for aesthetics and nothing else. Walk in front of the train while it's still rolling. Extremely dangerous. Perfect. Okay, now let's go. You thought Smiling Jimmy was sore before. Can you imagine how he is now when I made him and do an extra stop he didn't really have to do? Plus, do we have any Windex or something? Or some kind of degreaser? Goof off or something? Look how dirty this bar is. Put my hands on that. Good thing I'm wearing gloves. Okay. I'm really not afraid to touch greasy, grimy things. What I really like to do is complain. That's pretty much it. And there's a bit of a dip down here. There's a track and a road that goes underneath the hump building. It's crazy. I'll show it to you. It's coming up now. Right behind this greasy bar. Yeah, so I've been avoiding using slow speed now, as I'm just waiting till I get down to 14 mile an hour, and then I juice it to 16 and wait for it to slow down again. So, because the speed limit's 15, so I figure mile an hour above, mile an hour below. Kind of fun feathering it back and forth. I like it. I enjoy it. Makes me feel like I'm doing something. It's kind of like when I drive a car. I prefer a stick. It just gives me something to do. I don't know. Do I get bored when I'm driving? Not really, I guess. Because I actually don't own a stick anymore. I own the two cars that I own. My wife owns one and I own one. They're both automatics, but we did that because she doesn't know how to drive a stick and she didn't feel like learning it. So we figured, well, better have two automatics. That way either one of us can use either car. So, but I do enjoy driving a stick. It is fun. See here, look at it. Here's the hump yard. Here's the yard office. Taking it. The hump building. You see the hump tower up there? Rice Yard. Oh, that's nice. CSX Transportation. Fellas discussing. Weren't they discussing that out in the lot last time we were here? I think they were. Here's a road, and the rail also goes under there. I'm not sure why you'd want to drive a train under there. To get from one side of the hump yard to the other, I would think, right? Yeah, there it is. Look at that. Ooh. That's party. Oh, no, we lost too much speed. Here we go back up the hill. Okay, so now I'm going to run it all the way back down to the other end. When I get down to the far end of the yard, I'll bring you back again so I can throw some switches. If you want to see that or not, I don't know. That's what we're going to do. And then we'll hook up, and hopefully we'll get some humping done. We're 23 minutes in now to this video. It's not a film, and we still haven't humped, but hopefully we will hump by then. So I'll bring you back when we get down to the far end of the yard. Here we are at the far end of the yard. And this first switch is yellow, which means reverse. This one is normal, right? And then that one's reverse. That's the exact opposite we did. The only thing I was worried about was this one here. If we ran through it, or was it switched properly? And it looks like it was switched properly. So there you go. Then once I go over that switch, I'm going to have to throw it the other way. And then is this one set correctly? There's that cough again. Stop it. All right. Yeah, that one's reversed, so that should be correct. What do you know, huh? It's crazy insane. All right. Slow it down to 5 so I can jump off. Let's jump off. The old extra cars ignored. That bothers me. Whenever it says that, it's bothering me. Like, why? Too long for an available track. I don't like that. All right. Anywho. Okay, now he's not going to let me do it. Which may make you wonder, why do I get off? Because if you stand next to the switch, then you bring up the map, see how Blinks tells you what switch you're at. Now, he doesn't want me to do this, but if I right-click, I kind of like slap his hand away. Then I can turn it to normal, and then I unslap his hand. I say, okay, now you can do it. And if you do this red track means there's a cut sitting on it. So that's where I want to be. Very good. And this one was set reverse, right? I mean, I just looked at it. Yeah, it's yellow. Okay. Alrighty. Woobich. Here's Smiling Jimmy. Don't provoke him. You got to spend the rest of the shift with him. Of course, the shift's coming to a close. We'll give it an hour or so. Am I going forward now? Oh, yeah. Okay. Of course, a lot easier to tell on this one. I'm using the rail driver, so when you push the handle forward, that means you're going forward. Yeah. When you pull it back, it means reverse. Sure. See, I got it all figured out. All right, so let's get over on this track here. The sound of the trucks over these. Frog? There it is. I was going to be disappointed, but no. It does make a sound when it goes over the frog. Oh, boy. Am I on the wrong track? Oh, no. I thought that was the... See right here? I thought, oh, that's the cut. And it's way over here for some reason now, but it's not. The cut's right dead ahead. All right. When I get up there on the cut, I'll bring y'all back. Cut on the horizon. There it is. Little nautical hijinks there for you. All right. Here comes the cut. Smiling Jimmy is expertly guiding us in. Because he is an expert. He's highly trained. Don't try this at home. Highly trained. Get it? But he's highly trained. Don't do this at home. Mostly because an SD40-2 costs a lot of money. And you would probably go bankrupt. Well, maybe not. Maybe you're really rich. I don't know who you are. Okay. So let's do the F5, F7 cheat. Oh, boy. Okay. And then we're going to have to say, give me some independent brake there. There we go. Okay. Then what we got to do... well, a few things we got to do. All right. First thing we got to do is we got to fly. Because we got to turn on the hump yard. That's one thing you got to do. Come over here. How do I... Hump options. Okay. Is left control F6. There we go. It's disabled. Enable it. Now, wait a minute. That's mine, right? Yeah. It says that's my name. Yeah. Well, part of my name. The whole thing's Mikerowchip. Right? And then this is everything? Yeah. Okay. I think it is. I think that's correct. Okay. We'll find out when it starts throwing everything into the slough track. All right. So we got that turned on. No, wait a minute. Did I turn it on? Yeah, it's enabled. All right. Very good. Then what we got to do is we got to come down here. We got to land. Then we got to come over here to train. Slow fixed speed is going to be 3. We'll apply that. Okay, we'll use the preset value. Thank you very much. And then we got to come here. We got to close the angle cocks on this one. And then on this one. And then we got to bleed the train brakes. Which is left control F7. All rail car brake in train bled. Very good. Okay, so then we're going to do the fly mode again. And we're going to pray that everything works. Okay, here we go. So, let's throttle up. I could barely hear the horn, but it did go off. Okay, here we go now. We have some MPH going. I don't see the train moving yet. Give it notch 2. Okay. Notch 3. Trying to be gentle. Maybe I'm being too gentle. I don't know. kidding me? Notch 4. That one jumped up a bit higher now. There it goes. We have movement. On our end, anyway. The coupler slack finally gave out. Okay. All right, it's slowing down. No, it's speeding up again. Okay, then we're going to say Control-C. It's set to 3. All righty. Now, it should hump. It should hump. Sounds like famous last words, but hopefully it's not. Okay, so we got it at notch 4. And it's almost, let's put it in notch, no, I hit 3 mile an hour there at notch 4. The coupler strain is pretty good. Again, I don't know what the max on that is. It's at 90,000 pounds. It's gone up to 100,000 pounds. I don't know, like, is that bad? I don't know. All right, but it is humping. Well, now, of course, we got the MPs that push it this high. I feel confident, though. I thought the MPs were slowing down at this point right here. And the SD40-2 is like, we got this. Time for a drink. Do not compare me an SD40-2 with an MP15. Thank you very much. Starting to feel like the SD40-2s are a bit elitist. Look at all that. Isn't that beautiful over there? All the old paint jobs over here. It's funny how the old paint jobs got all stacked together. We got some trains over here parked in the thing. I love when it looks like this. It just looks very good. It brings joy to my heart. Okay, here we go now. Let's see if it's going to work. I can see it. There's right there. See the little slit there? You can see it coming through. Here it comes. Oh, the tension is high. Not really. Because if it doesn't work, then I'll have to do something to get it to work. But I can't imagine why it wouldn't. The guys in the tower are looking closely. Oh, look at that. It works. See that right here? It's going to go to that one right there. Very good. There's 2 wood chippers. There's a second one. And there they cut. All right. It's working. That's just really, really nice. We'll head down there. Here's plastic pellet hoppers. It used to tell me that before. I don't remember it. Also tells you what local it's going to. A772. 2-bay covered hopper. Oh. Plus with these coughs coming out of nowhere, I don't even have time to do an emergency mute. Well, I thought that was an error. No, it's just a defect detector on a train that's going through the lot somewhere, or through the route somewhere, not a lot. The lot. This is so cool. And then there goes those 3. This, what are they calling this? Just a gondola. Okay. He's going to head down that way. Very good. We used to have a whole lot of cars. This lot over here was all filled up with all locals that come out of Rice Yard. It's all gone now. That's all right. We're filling it back up. These are all going to 777. Wasn't that the number of the train in Unstoppable? 777? Yes. I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. I wish this would work like this in trains. That would be nice, because I have to manually run down and switch all the switches in trains. The game trains. Okay. Now, I think if one of the bull tracks gets too full, it'll stop. It'll say error or something. It'll stop. And then I know I have to get my trim engines going to set those cars out. I'm setting them out over here into this yard so that they can either be picked up by a road train and moved out of there, or, of course, if it's a local, then I wouldn't put them over here. I'd put them way over here on this local yard over here. So, yeah. And then this yard over here I'm using, I don't know if that's the way it's supposed to be used or not. I can't remember if I looked it up or not, but that's the outbound, right? So here's the receiving yard. There's the shipping yard. Is that what you'd call it? The outbounds? I don't know. Something. Yeah, okay, those are all going into separate tracks over here. Let's zoom in on it. Yeah, very nice. Beautifully done. Now, it looks like all the bull tracks are relatively the same length. Relative, right? No, these are definitely shorter over here. I never did look to see which tracks I should put, which loads on. Where are most of the loads going and put those on the longest tracks? Don't know if I've done that or not. I might have. We got quite a mix here. We got, what is this, a reefer right here? Then we got a loaded center beam, gondolas, all kinds of stuff. You can see, so we'll zoom in back over here now. We have a ways to go yet. There's nobody else coming into the yard that I see right now. So this is the only thing we got to hump right now. Okay, so we're going to continue doing the hump. And when we get down near the end, I'll bring you guys back. I stopped. I stopped because see what it says up here? Hump error. Too many cars went through a single switch. The ballast hopper. Huh? What? They weren't spaced out enough? Isn't that your guys' fault? Why has that become my fault? Right? So, yeah. But here's the spread we got so far. You see a lot of them are still moving. So here it is right here. This one kind of stopped short. I don't know if it's supposed to stop there. Well, they're supposed to or not. Let's see what happens when this boxcar here hits. Is it going to force them forward, or is it just going to slam to a stop? Oh, it does push it forward quite a bit. Where's it going to stop at? I think I had this problem with this. I thought it always stopped within plenty of time. But see, look at this. This one didn't stop in plenty of time. Yeah, it's kind of blocking this track right here. Huh. How's about that? Okay, well, it's a trim engine can fix all that. That's no big giant deal. And then all of this. Now, the hopper, the ballast hoppers, that's what these are right here. Are one of these wrong? What's the car tags? Left control F8. Left control F8. These are LRT MIDUs. How does this help me at all? Y103. Why are these all going on the same track? This is Jack's U. I mean, so I guess, I'll have to look to see what my things are, but the LRTs, the MIDUs, and the Y103s all go on the same track? I don't know. Okay, so now did that turn off the hump yard? That would be my next question. All right, let's get rid of these. What was it, left control F8? Yeah. Okay, let's get those turned off. So now, oh yeah, did it turn off the hump? Left control F6. It did. Okay. Now, yeah, what do I have down here? LRT and MIDU are on separate tracks, and so is Y103. What? It was working so well. How did this happen? Okay, so those were put on the wrong tracks. Now the question is, do I go down there and I fix it right away? Or do I say, well, here's another question. Do I have it, the hump? Do I have it in the hump that way on my thing here? No, I do not. I did not update my hump, but I can do that. So the question is, the error was right here, and something you see they got MIDUs and Y103s and everything are on the wrong track. So do I correct it right away? I don't recall this happening before either. Okay, so I think we're going to correct it right away. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you on pause. I'm going to update what I have in my my spreadsheet, because my spreadsheet is still the way it used to be before I switched over. So, you know, with the update, and then it messed up my industries, and I had to recalibrate everything. So let me put you guys on pause. I'll get that all straightened around, and then we'll try to make those corrections on that end. All right, so I typed in all the new track assignments for the hump yard into my spreadsheet, so now I can see where they all go when I had to use the trim engines. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to back up our. We were almost done too. We got to back up our hump train. Bag it up. You can do it. There you go. Now see, when the slow speed is set to 3, I don't have problems with moving the train afterwards. Set it to something other than 3, and it's like, not going to work anymore. You're going to have to relinquish and then reacquire. Unrelinquish. How would you do that? I sure hope those switches are all set right. I'm pretty sure I checked them last time. Otherwise, we're going to have a derail. It looks like we've already moved quite a distance, so I think we're all right. We're okay with that. All right, now we'll have to see if the independent brake. Now I want to get them all the way out of the shed from this angle. I know we have some parallax error going on here, but I'm all right with that. So we make sure we got a good run next time we start it up. Okay, so let's break that now. Yeah, let's give him some help. Give him some train brake help. Okay, there we go. Okay, we are at a stop. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come over here and we're going to relinquish the train, because we got to come over here and we got to fire up the trim engines that we just shut off earlier. Okay, why is that on still? Did I not say... There we go. Wait a minute, now I got a cough. I know this one's coming. Okay, now we got to come over here. Land. Turn these back on. Auto start. But Jimmy, he don't waste no time. He's over here in a big hurry. Go. Second one, warming up. And how come the light don't work no more? Yeah, if I turn on the lights on here, it doesn't come up anymore. I don't know. All right, so let's do this, this, and this. Right? And then this and this. How do the lights come on? Nope. Just no. Oh, no, there. Okay, just yes. All right. Weird. So now, we're going to have to come over this way. Come on, Trote. Put her in. Take all this off. That's actually from the old engine there. What we relinquished. Put her in forward. Here we go. We're going to go over and we're going to hook onto those cars that were on the wrong track. It was the Jax U, the LRT, and the MIDU, which are on 34, 35, and 36. So my guess is they got too close to each other, right, as they're rolling into the yard across the switch, and therefore they get switched all onto the wrong track because the switch doesn't have time to switch back over. But isn't that the guys up in the tower supposed to be controlling that so that doesn't happen? I feel like I need to do some flying and hover right outside the windows there at the hump tower and mean mug them for a little bit. Don't say anything. Just look at it. Of course, it does give me an excuse to fire up the trim engines, and there's nothing wrong with that. Now, this is the lower yard here, right? Yeah. This yard down here, I'm not sure. I'm not using it for anything. I'm not sure what it was actually, meant to be done with that one. Now, they're over on the far side. These are all correct. All of these in here are correct, except they did kind of go a little bit too far forward. And I'm not sure where this connects up now. It looks like I can come over this way. So I gotta get way over there, right? Oh, yeah. I got a ways to go then. We got to get on the second part of the bowl. Okay. And these tracks over here. We're just running through all these switches here, so I don't have to worry about them. And I got this switch over here, which is not going to get it done. I got to get one more track over, right? This one's not going to get it done. No, that one curves off to the left there, so that's not going to get it done. We're going to have to go to the far set, the far crossover, so we can then use this crossover. All right. But those guys are looking at us like, what happened to our SD40-2s? Yikes. Let's not talk about those. You guys got new engines. MP15s. Aren't they pretty? Alrighty. No. I meant hit the throttle and I hit the more on the brake. There we go. Alrighty. Right here. And now the question is, well, I definitely got to go 2 over, and I think these are all set already, right? Yeah, these are all in reverse. Once I get over that second set, I'm going to have to look to see where I got to go. There's just so many tracks. Put her in reverse. There we go. I'm sure if you did nothing but work these trim engines all day long, you'd know exactly what switches have to be thrown to get to where you want to go. I do not. We'll probably have to do some flying to figure out where we want to be. That's where I want to be. Let's not get into Roy Orbison now. Okay. So it's right over here, right? It's the one with the... It's definitely the one with the... Okay, this one's fine here. This one's going to get us where we want to go. This one here, though, is not fine. Don't want to be... This one is throwing us over this way. We don't want this one to be normal, not reversed. Here we go. Let's normalize it. Is that what you say? Probably not. Continuing. It's one of these over here. I think it's this track right here, I think. So this switch is fine. This one is not fine. At least I don't think so, right? No, it is fine. Okay. There we go. That one's going to be correct. And then these are all... Yeah, it is this far cut, because I can see the 2 auto racks in it connected to all these. I just got to switch them on. There should have been on these tracks around it, so it got close, but it didn't really count in trains, does it? No. Because later on, if I leave them there, the problem is later on I'll pull them out, and then I'll think, now why are these not in the right area? And then I'll have to do it then. So why not do it right when the mistake happens, so as to not confuse myself later on. That's always nice. Okay. There we go. Smiling Jimmy does such a great job, doesn't he? The way he slows these cars down like this and everything. Okay, let's F5, F7 it. Then let's fly it. There we go, because I want to check one more time now. No. Then I want to left control F8 it twice. Yeah, so these are LRTs. Then we have, here's a Jax U here, Jax U. Then there's the MIDU, and then there's the 103s. So, of these three things, two of them are on the wrong tracks. Which ones? Yeah, you'll have to wait till episode 69 because we are in the butter zone. That's the way it works. Let's get rid of these. I don't like these on here. No. That's the wrong screen. You're supposed to be over here. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Okay, so yeah, we will have to fix that when we come back and finish up the shunt. I mean the hump. It's not very far to go now. Okay. This is kind of a nice scene right here, right? This is kind of nice right here, I suppose. Sure. Well, no. Here, I want to do this instead. I want the engines to be in the foreground. I'm also thinking about my thumbnail for this episode. Okay, so that's it. Hope you guys had fun. I had a blast doing this. As always, Trains and me are simpatico. Episode 69 will come out in about a week and a half or so. Why don't you like? Why don't you subscribe? Why don't you leave me a comment? And if you don't like the fact that these guys way over here in the tower made a boo-boo, well, this just may not be the channel for you.